I love cured meats. I love aged meats. I love cured and aged meats more than I do fresh ones. I'm not sure what that says about me, but honestly, I don't care. All I know is that I prefer a tiny bit of cured meat over a giant steak any day. That may be controversial, but this video is for those of you who feel the same, who appreciate flavor, digestibility and gut health over feeling full to the point of bursting. This video is about how to cure and age pork loin, one of the most abundant and affordable cuts of meat, at least in most parts of the world, and how to transform it into something that will delight and impress anyone who will visit you. If you've seen any of my other videos and you decided to come back for more, then I assume that you are finding some value in them. If that's the case, please bless me with your kindness by subscribing to the channel, as it helps me grow and become better. In return, I promise to bring you higher value content each time. Thank you very much. Due to the type of recipe, I will list the ingredients and the tools needed in the description of the video and attend primarily to the method in the video itself. So, I started by portioning the 3 kilos of pork loin I had, ending up with 4 roughly equal pieces. I advise you, if possible, to cut the meat in such a way that you end up with long and thin pieces, as this will help with the curing and drying process, resulting in a superior product. The key point here is that after you've portioned each individual piece of meat, weigh it and write down that information somewhere. After the portioning is done, it's very important that you weigh each piece of meat individually and you write down that information somewhere safe. This information is crucial for knowing when the final product is ready, safe to eat, and to enjoy. If we don't know this information, then we will not be able to calculate when it has lost the 35% of its initial weight, and therefore risk losing a batch or being satisfied with a subpar one. Too moist or too dry is not acceptable, especially when it comes to food safety. Once you're done with the portioning, in a large bowl, add the rub and mix it well into each piece of meat. Again, the ingredients and quantities for all of this are in the description, both in metric and imperial measurements. This rub should be just enough for the 3 kilos of meat that I'm using, in the sense that if you rub it on well, you shouldn't be left with too much extra rub at the bottom of the bowl. When you're satisfied with this stage, package each piece of meat individually into a Ziploc bag. I used 2-liter volume ones and they were perfect for the size of meat that I portioned. After you're done, place the Ziploc bags in the fridge or cold place for 3 days or 72 hours. No need to turn them on the other side twice a day as some recipes require. Easy life with this one. After 3 days, take the meat pieces out of the bags and do not, I repeat, do not wash the spices off. Leave them as they are, because next we will wrap them in cheesecloth or clean, plain, natural cotton cloth. And by that I mean just a basic wrap, nothing fancy, making sure that the cloth is tightly secured to the meat and all the ends are properly tied up with butcher twine to avoid any unwanted visitors. Then it needs to go into the drying stage between 4 and 6 weeks, or until each piece of meat loses 35% of its initial weight. This can be done in a couple of ways, all based on your abilities and availabilities. One option, if the weather outside is cold enough, i.e. below 8 Celsius, then an outdoor meat dryer, like the one that you see here, is a great option. If you live in town, but you have an open balcony, then a smaller version of this box can be adapted as well. Another option is a dryer like the one you see now, which I've built by watching this video here. I'll leave the link up and I'll leave the link in the description as well. Just make sure to like their video and send them some thanks from all of us if you end up using their method. Lastly, you can do it in the fridge as well, but it's the least efficient method of the 3 that I've mentioned, as you don't have good airflow and you risk non-desirable molds developing on your product. By undesirable molds, I mean black, green, or any other color that's not white or gray. White and gray molds are good for meat curing, while the other colors may be good for cheese, but not for meat. I promise that time flies when you get to this point, and soon you will have an amazing charcuterie product to enjoy, share, and boast about. Once this time has passed and each piece of meat has lost 35% of its original weight, then we have our prize. So, unwrap them, wash away the excess spices in cold water, dry the pieces of meat with paper towels, and we're ready to enjoy them. Look at that color, at that marbling, and trust me, if smell-o-vision would be real, the aromas would be mesmerizing as well. You see, I have no problem curing lean meat cuts. They have their own purpose. But what I love is the fatty cuts like loin, neck, back bacon, because they have a lot of fat, and a lot of fat means a lot of flavor. And this recipe didn't disappoint one bit. It slices well, looks, smells, and tastes like heaven. In other words, perfection. At the time I was filming this video, I didn't have a professional meat slicer, so the slices are a bit on the thicker side. But the best way to enjoy meat like this is paper thin, even see-through. My vocabulary is not nuanced enough to express the delicacy and amazingness of this meat. Maybe I should read more books about food and not only about regenerative agriculture. Anyway, I hope you like this video and that you will start your own batch today or tomorrow tops. Thanks for watching and liking, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video with others. We could all benefit from friends that can feed us meats like this every time we visit. And on that note, thank you again for your time, and I will see you next week. Bye bye. Payment. Wow. All those spices, huh? Mm-hmm. They really carry through. I think you deserve some more payment. Mm. Yes, yes, yes.